Hey, it's Everett. I have another tip today on how to break phrases down into small chunks or into easier chunks so that you can start to play them closer to full speed, and then you can start to build back up to playing the entire phrase. And so I recently had a neat experience with a phrase that I was trying to learn, and I realized a way that I hadn't thought of before that I can break that phrase down. I'm going to show it to you now. Okay, so the phrase that was giving me trouble was the first phrase in the solo, and it goes like this. That's a lot slower than it actually is on the record, and I can't play it at speed yet. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then the first thing that we normally do when we break down a phrase is we start to play the first part of it like, and then we add another note, and then we add a fourth note, and then we add a fifth note, and then maybe we add a sixth note, and we build the phrase that way. But this can lead to some problems, such as if we reach a point in the middle of the phrase like I have, where it's difficult to get past that, we may have a hard time ever getting around to practicing the phrase all the way through to the end. One thing that I realized I could do is I can take a note out of the middle of the phrase. So the note that gives me the problem is that. Somehow having to go down with this hand while up stroking here feels unnatural. For the moment, I'm not playing that note, and I go. So I'm leaving out that. It should go, but I'm just dropping that. And it actually sounds just fine to play the phrase that way. So if I have a gig tonight, which I don't, but if I did have a gig tonight, I'd just play the solo without that note and it would be fine. And I can practice it at speed. And after a couple of weeks, when I'm really comfortable with just playing the phrase without that note, then I'll add that note back in, and I'll be adding it back into a phrase that already feels very natural and easy. So it's a smaller task for me to add that note. All I got to do is add that one little note. Okay, and you can see I'm already getting close to being able to do it smoothly. It's not quite smooth yet. If that's not making it easy enough for me to play the phrase at full speed, I can take out another note. So maybe I play it like this. So I'm taking out that note. I could practice the phrase taking out either note. So I could practice it like this. I could go, or I could practice it like this. So I could go da 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 da. I could also just practice the end of the phrase like this. So I'm still learning how to play this phrase fluidly, but there's lots of different ways to break down a phrase besides just taking the first part of it and playing the first few notes and then adding one note at a time. You can play the last few notes, and most importantly for us to realize from this tip is you can take notes out of the middle of the phrase that allows you to get all the way through to the end of the phrase at full speed, and then you can add those notes back in later when you're ready, when you're really comfortable playing the phrase from beginning to end without those notes in it. And that also allows you to go ahead and play the phrase in a performance setting if you need to get through it before you're ready to play the entire phrase. Okay, so pretty cool practice tip. I'm definitely going to make use of it. And if you see me playing this on stage sometime more than a couple weeks from now, hopefully you will see me playing the entire phrase all the way through with every note in it, really fluidly, just like a guitar god. Okay, see ya. Bye.